Can anyone hear me now? Hello?
No. You didn't close your sound system.
So I'm just checking.
Yeah.
You can hear me now? Okay, can you hear me? Okay, so we seem to have got sound. Okay, people are saying they can hear me now. Apologies for that. I've just plugged in a different microphone. So here we go. Okay, so let me just repeat what I was saying in case anybody missed it. I'm going to start giving messages very soon. Just the usual rules that we have every week. Please state quite clearly if you want a message. Ying, my wife, is hiding out in the corridor. She chooses who gets messages and gives them to me. We've got a good system and it does seem to work. There is a time delay. I'm not sure what the time delay is tonight. Sometimes if we're lucky, it's just 15 to 20 seconds. It can get as much as 30 to 40 seconds. So that means that if I'm giving you evidence and I get 3 just blind yeses coming up, I don't know what you're saying yes to because I'm ahead of you time-wise. So basically, if I give you evidence and you're saying yes, no, or don't know, say what you're saying yes, no, or don't know to. So for the sake of argument, if I say I've got a man who's slightly bald wearing glasses, say yes, man, bald glasses, or no, man, bald glasses. You get the picture. I'm working as I would work on a church platform. I keep my messages very short, 2-3 lines of evidence. As soon as you can accept the person I've got, I'm going to get straight into the message. I'm not sitting here trying to give 4 or 5 mini private readings to say, look at me, how good I am. I'm trying to give as many people messages as they can in the hour. I'm only working for an hour. When we get near that end, that hour, if you haven't had a message, stick around because I'll try and go faster. We don't give messages in the order that people ask for them. So again, don't hang around thinking I'm not going to get a message because you might very well get one. We try to give everybody that asks for one. It doesn't always work that way. And finally, I think that's pretty much about it. Finally, I'm going to open with a prayer. My wife got badly burned this week, so I would please ask when we go into prayer if everybody could please, to Ying, send your healing thoughts. She is getting better, but you'll notice that the camera is oddly positioned so that you can't see her because she doesn't want you to see all the scald marks on her legs. So if everybody would, let's get properly started. If everybody would join me for a prayer. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you for bringing us together. Thank you for us all working together to open the door so that my guides can enable spirits to come forward and hopefully make connections with people tonight and give evidence of life after death and give evidence. Please, I'm asking everybody now to join me. Put your thoughts into sending healing energy to the most wonderful person I know on this planet. Okay, I am slightly jealous. She is married and she does have a big cooking implement to hit me with. But that aside, she is the most beautiful, wonderful person I've ever met in my life. And she really doesn't deserve to have been burned the way she was, although it was her fault. Thank you. Amen. Okay, so I'm coming to Sharon Elaine Jackson. Sharon Elaine Jackson. Okay, Sharon, you're the first person, so give me a few seconds to please open up and connect with your loved one. And it is someone that loves you very much that's coming forward. That's the first thing they want to say. It's a woman, quite elderly, grey hair, quite bushy, quite wavy. Very, I'm going to use a word to describe her personality, bouncy. I mean, she's up and down, emotionally, she's up and down. I don't mean she's depressed. I mean, she's always up here, cheerful. If she's in a room, she's the most cheerful person in the room. If you're depressed, she'll find you and she'll cheer you up. I can actually see her in a room of maybe 5 people, somebody sitting in the corner by themselves, lonely, upset. She will tune into that person, find them, come to them, and cheer them up. So, Sharon, does any of this make sense to you? Sharon, if you can just give me a yes, no, can you make sense of this woman? Sharon? Okay, Sharon Elaine Jackson. If you can just give me some feedback. Okay, so we've got a time delay. So let me see what else I can get. She wore glasses, not consistently. I got the feeling that she wore glasses, but she didn't like them. She needed them, but wouldn't accept that she needed them. Okay, thank you, Sharon. Thank you for that. So let's see what this lady has to say to you. Actually, I think the message about the glasses wasn't her. I can see from your picture there that you're wearing glasses. So this is what she's telling me about you wearing glasses. You don't like wearing glasses. You don't wear them often enough. So Sharon, can you identify that as yourself? This woman, whoever she is, she's drawing attention to not your eyes, your glasses. It's almost as though she wants to tell you to wear your glasses, that you're not wearing your glasses often enough. Does that make sense to you? Let me ask you a direct question. Are you wearing your glasses just now, or are you not wearing your glasses just now and you should be wearing your glasses just now? That's what she's telling me. You're either wearing them or not wearing them, and you shouldn't be or should be. But the emphasis, I think, is on you should be wearing your glasses more often than you actually are. That's the message that she's giving you. Wear your glasses when you need to. So Sharon, does that make sense to you? Give me a yes, no for glasses. Now we have got a time delay, so okay, you've got them on. So you've got them on, but do you not have them on often enough, Sharon? Do you go through periods in the day when you should be wearing the glasses when you're not? Like, do you leave them lying around? Do you lose them? She's showing me because I quite often, I'm quite famous when I work on church platform. I put my glasses up like this. I don't have them to hand to show you, but I'll wear my glasses like that. And I actually deliberately chose glasses that had quite a sort of heavy frame that I could wear like that. And I sometimes take them off and I put them down and I'll actually forget where I've put them and ying. Okay, so that doesn't make sense then. You do wear them all the time. Okay, so let's see what else she's got to say then. Still about your glasses. It's not your eyes. She's not saying get an eye test. It is something about your glasses. Are you due to not get an eye test, but are you thinking about buying new glasses or thinking something that you don't like about your glasses? It's definitely, it's definitely your glasses. This is the first message. In my first couple of messages, it usually takes me time to tune in. Sharon, I'm going to leave you with this. I'm going round in circles. Okay, it doesn't make sense to you. I'm sorry, Sharon, but I'm going to have to leave you with that. She sends your love, definitely. That was the first thing that came. And she's still showing me your glasses, so I'm going to have to leave you with that and see if you can make sense of it, Sharon. Okay, coming to Kathleen Hannon. So Kathleen Hanlon, sorry. Kathleen Hanlon. Sorry, I'm reading my wife's handwriting. So Kathleen Hanlon, are you still with us? Okay, thank you, Kathleen. You're still with us. Okay, Kathleen, I've got somebody coming forward and the attention is being drawn to this person's nose. So Kathleen, someone in spirit, something, it may be the way this sounds. It's like, I want to speak through my nose. This is going to sound ridiculous, but I suddenly want to speak through my nose. I want to do a sort of high-pitched nasal sound in my voice. It's a man. I've got a man with high-pitched, I mean, it's not a feminine voice. I'm not talking feminine voice. I'm talking a nasal sound with his voice. It's almost as though there's an issue with his throat or his voice. And when he talks, it sounds as though he's talking through his nose. I'm trying to... Sometimes they do this to me. They give me things that I can't make sense of, but that's the only thing I can make sense of. He's male. He's... I would say he's older than me. I'm 55. So he's definitely older than me. He's making me aware of that. I would say possibly I mean, he's not decrepitly old, let's put it that way. Wrong side of 60 anyway. It's not a wrong side of 60. If anybody's over their 60s, don't take that out of context. But for somebody that's approaching 60, there's the wrong side of 60, and he's on the wrong side of 60 as far as I'm concerned. I don't think he doesn't give me the impression that he's in his 70s. So late 60s, or if he is in his 70s, he looks very much or feels very much like his 60s. And I get the feeling the voice, I would almost say the voice going into the nasal sound deteriorated. It may have been medical, actually. The way he sounded may have maybe an operation on his vocal cords, his throat, his nose, but something, the nose, the way he sounds. So, Kathleen, does any of this make sense to you? Okay, so can you put the nose aside, can you take a man in his 60s or in his 70s that looks and feels as though he's in his 60s? I mean, to be honest, if he stood next to me, he would be quite young. I mean, he would look older than me, but he wouldn't look, you know, he could be 20, if he was 20 years older than me, he would only look 5 or 10 years older than me. Let's put it that way. He's got greying hair, but still naturally coloured hair with grey strands. I mean, like me, I've got some grey strands in my hair. Okay, so you can recognise the man. That's good. Now let's see. Why was the nose? Why did he draw attention to the voice and the nose? I mean, that was the first thing that he gave me. Can you take yourself, or can you take for this man? Like I said, maybe at some point it was surgery. Maybe at some point in his life, or at some point in your life, or now, surgery to the nose or the mouth that had you talking with a sort of nasal sound. He's still bringing attention back to that. If it's not him, then it's yourself or even somebody around you. Does any of this make sense to you, Kathleen? In any way? It's still pointing to, it's like a sound. He's making me hear the way that it's so nasal, I'm finding it difficult to differentiate whether it's a man's or... Okay, right. So was that him or was that you, Kathleen? So that's okay. I'm going to take that as him. Okay, yeah, you've confirmed that. Thank you. Okay, so we worked out who we've got and we worked out what the evidence is. Thank you for your patience and thank you for your help. So let's see why he's coming forward. Give me a few seconds. Something to do with, it's like a road or a country road. It's like we have what we call dirt tracks here in Britain. It's like a pathway, a road through a field or in the countryside where there's no building, there's nothing being built. It's just basically cars have been going over this bit of ground for so long that they've just worn the grass down and they've created a dirt track. Now, I know you've got the equivalent in America. I don't know if that's what you call them, but he's drawing attention to something like that. Now, are you involved in some enterprise or some discussion about a property or a field or a journey where you know you're going to be driving over this, and it's quite long? I mean, I don't think we're talking about a track going, you know, I don't think we're talking about a log cabin and a track going up a hill to it. Whatever this is, it's quite a long. He's not giving me any indication of how long it is. It may be symbolic. Okay, so you've worked out what this is. Okay, right, so you're going camping then. Okay. Let me see what he's got to say about it. He's showing me where you're going or what you're doing. Let me see why he's drawing attention to it. Are you going with family or two other people that are very close to you that would almost be described as family? Like a partner and a brother and a sister, or a brother and a sister, or a child that's not a child, that's an adult that you could think of as a friend. Like are three of you going on this trip? If not, he's drawing attention to the number 3. I think it's 3 people, but something about the number 3 in your camping adventures. Oh, now he's just shown me my wife Ying, who, as I was explaining at the beginning, had burned herself. And he's showing me a mug. Now, she basically, accidentally had a mug of tea spilt over her 2 legs. What he's showing me is you drinking one of these plastic mugs, but put the top on it. Very, very specific. You know, it's not a mug with a handle. It's one of these plastic paper mugs. You know, it's like the kind of thing you would buy at Starbucks, and you know they put the top on it, and then you get a hole in it, and you suck the water. Okay, so there's 4 of you. So it's not 3. So 6. Okay, 2 times 3 is 6. Okay, I'll take that. I did say 3, and you've got 6. Okay, I'm bending the facts a little bit there. So basically, just make sure, especially around the twin toddlers, that you're using your cups have plastic tops on them. When you showed me the twin toddlers, you drew attention to that. So please make sure that that you are using plastic cups, not paper cups, plastic mug cups, big ones with tops. I think he's concerned that you're going to have an open mug and there's going to be an accident and somebody's going to get hurt. Now, that's not a prediction. I don't predict the future, but he is concerned, drawing attention to you having on your trip plastic mugs with tops on them so that if they fall, just common sense basically, but I'll leave you with that. Just make sure that you do that. So, coming to Katie Byrne Twiddle. Katie Byrne Twiddle. Thanks for the acknowledgement, Kathleen. Katie, I've got a younger woman coming forward. She's showing herself to be in her 30s. Now, that doesn't mean to say she passed in her 30s. It could be that you knew her in her 30s. I get the feeling it's somebody that you knew quite well when she was in her 30s, as opposed to passing in her 30s. She's making me aware she was maybe a good bit older when she passed, but this is what she looked like when you were friendly with her or when you knew her. And I think we might be going back to your childhood. She's got longer hair, quite longer hair. So Katie, are you with us? Katie, if you can just give us an acknowledgement if you're with us. Like I say, I've got a woman that wants to talk to you. You knew her when she was alive. She's showing me in her 30s. So can you take a woman in spirit, hair down to about here, maybe slightly longer than the bottom of the neck, maybe sort of just at the top of the shoulders. Quite straight here. I don't think it was curvy or wavy. So, Katie Brian Twiddale, are you still with us? No, we've had a long enough delay. If you're still with us, give us an acknowledgement, or I'm going to move on to the next person. So, Katie, just give us a double acknowledgement. Are you still with us? And can you accept this woman from spirit? Do you recognize this woman from spirit? Like I say, it's a woman that you knew in her 30s. So, Katie, if I don't get an acknowledgement, I'm going to move on to somebody else because I'm trying to keep this moving as fast as possible. Okay, sorry, Katie. I'm now moving on to Kaz McLean. Kaz McLean. I recognize that name, Kaz. You're one of our regulars. Kaz, you're one of our regulars, so hello, thanks for coming back. Kaz, I've got a man coming forward. Quite... Okay, I'm sorry, Kathleen, but if she can't come forward, I can't hold the spirit indefinitely. So, Kaz, you're still with us. Thank you. I've got a man coming forward that's quite elderly. Difficult to judge his exact age, but he's certainly the wrong side of 60, let's put it that way. Well into his 60s or 70s. He might even be older than that. Grey or white hair? Difficult to say which. I think it's grey, but I mean, it's completely grey. The hair is, he's still got hair, he's not bald. Not as bald as me anyway, for sure, my head. He's got a lot more hair than me, but it's grey hair. So, Kaz, can you recognise a man in spirit? Quite elderly, completely grey hair. Okay, thank you, Kaz. He is wanting to let you know that there's something you're waiting for. I don't know what it is. It's quite personal. He's not giving me a lot of information, but I'm seeing you. I think this is just symbolic because when I'm expecting something, I tend to do this. Letter comes through the letterbox, and I know when the postman comes in, sort of like half an hour before the postman's due, half an hour after. If he's not there on time, every 10 minutes, I'm away. Like I've got no patience about it. Now, I think that's symbolic of me, but that may be you just now. You're waiting for something. I'm inclined to say in the post because it's me. It's showing me looking at the letterbox. So, Kaz, just give me a quick yes or no. Are you waiting for something in the mail? So, Kaz, are you waiting for something in the mail? Something that you're getting anxious about? Just give me a yes or a no, because I'm only talking about the one thing just now. So, Kaz, can you understand? It may not be in the mail, but you're waiting to hear about something or see something. You're getting quite anxious waiting for it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for the acknowledgement. He wants you to know. Now, he's not telling me the results of whatever it is you're waiting for. So don't come back and shout at me when you fail your exams and I'm saying you've passed your exams, because I'm not saying that. But he is saying whatever it is you're waiting for, you don't need to be anxious about it. I don't think it's the thing itself. I think it's an implication from whatever it is you're waiting for that follows on. Excuse me. Did the man use his hands like this to explain things? Because all of a sudden, I'm wanting to use my hands like this. I'm waving my hands all over the place. I get the feeling that's him. When he was alive, he put his hands up to show you things and point at things. And anyway, that might just be belated evidence. But whatever it is, the implications of whatever it is you're waiting for, he's not telling me what it is. You've not to be anxious. Either it won't be as bad as you think it will be, or it's going to be positive, or if it's not positive, the implications of whatever it is that you're waiting for are not going to be as bad as you think they will be. So I'm going to leave you with that. And he sends his respect. Okay. Thank you for that. Yeah, they do that. They get me doing physical things all of a sudden halfway through a message. I mean, if I'm standing on a church platform, then that makes sense because you can see me doing it. But when I'm on a wee camera like this, that takes a wee bit of time to do. Thank you for that. Okay, so Kaz, basically just whatever it is you're worrying about, whatever it is the implications, don't be worried about it. I'm not saying it's positive that you're waiting for. He's not telling me that. He's not saying it's negative. He's not commenting on it, but he is just saying don't worry about it. So, coming to Jill. So Jillian or Jill, another one of our regulars. There's no favoritism here, people. Ying puts names in a box and pulls them out randomly. So Jill, coming to yourself. Joe, I've got somebody coming forward that I'm not saying they're silent, but takes very big, deep breaths. Like, I want to go like that and hold my breath and breathe like that. I'm not saying they're breathing like that. I think that's how they sound. I want to sound like this. Hello. Physically, it's somebody that sounds like that. Either taking deep breaths and talking with the breath deep. Again, physical. I'm asking to take it back. I think it's a woman actually. I don't think this is a man. I think this is a woman. Okay. Well, I'm not 100% sure whether it's man or woman. I said I think it's a woman. It could very well be a man because, again, whoever it is, again, they're making me like, yeah. So that's the only confirmation I'm getting for who this is. So I'm just going to have to let you, if it's a man, I'm sorry, I'm not getting 100% confirmation on it because I'm trying to work fast. Okay, let's see why he's coming forward then. Something he wants to be silent about, or you're silent about. Remember the last message I was talking about waiting for something. This is something that you're deliberately keeping quiet about. Something's going on, somebody's doing something, and I'm not saying ignoring it, but you're keeping his words, stum. I mean, I know that's a very Scottish expression, but yeah, and I'm not giving it very well, but you're keeping screw again. He wants me to. Again, I think he used to speak like that. He used to say, screw, stump. So I'm sorry if I'm doing a bad impersonation of this man. And that's how he's communicating with me physically. So think about something that's going on, something you're thinking about that you're keeping quiet about. Something that you should be talking about. Okay. Right, okay. He wants you to, whoever this man was, he was very guttural, very literal, and I don't like broadcasting messages like this, but I know you can take this, Jill. And you know, some spirit sometimes does it. They give us phraseology in exactly the terminology. Let me see if I can open your gob and say what needs to be said. His words, not mine. I don't like that expression. So I think the gist of it is you've not to keep quiet, you have to get in there and give your opinion and just get it sorted out. I'm going to leave you with that, Joe. Now, I think it's probably taken a wee bit longer to identify this person. So I'll leave you with that. Okay, so now coming to Jason. Jason John Hanlon. Jason. Jason John Hanlon. That's Ying, my wife, who, as you can see, is giving you advance warning of who's getting the message. You're welcome, Jill. As ever, you're welcome. Hello, Jason. Okay, so Jason, we have a very, very, very father-like figure. So can you take either your father in spirit, a man that is so close to you that you would have to describe him as an adoptive or semi-father-like, or your grandfather, who again, much, much closer than just granddaddy, like a second father. Whoever this man is, and I'm trying to work fast, so I'm not trying to get line after line after line of evidence, but this is it. It's either your father or somebody who is very, very extremely father-like. Male, obviously, dark-colored hair, short hair, at least short black hair when you knew him. Masculine, strong. I want to, again, physical. I want to put my fist like that. Now, I'm not saying I'm not saying he used his fists, but I want to put my hand like that, like I'm threatening you, or I'm going to hit you, or I used to do this with my hand. Okay, Jason, I'm going to take that as confirmation as to what I'm saying. He is very, very angry. Okay, so I was right with not quite your father, but very, very father-like. Thanks for the confirmation. He's very, very angry about something just now. It's not you. Let's be absolutely clear about this, Jason. He is not angry with you, but there is something or somebody that he is hugely angry with. Very off the scale anger. I mean, if he was here, the fists would be like, he'd have two fists up like this. I see him going like this. That's what he's making me do. I don't know what this is. He's not, again, I'm trying to work very, very fast. But he wants you to get as angry as he is. Now just remember, spirit can only express their opinions. They can't tell us what to do. But I get the feeling that you know that your stepfather, no, he's correcting me, although it's your stepfather, he says you used to call him, you think of him or talk to him as your father. Yeah, okay, friends. Definitely very close with him. But whatever it is just now, when you said he got drunk, he says like he wants you to take a drink and get in there. You know, he wants you to get angry. He literally wants you to get angry. So I take it from what you're saying, Jason, that you actually understand what this message is about. If I've got off it, then give me a correction now before I move on to the next person. He's nodding his head. I'm taking that as confirmation from you. He's smiling and he's happy that you've got the message. And he says, you know what to do. He says, you know what to do about it. You just need to get yourself emotionally angry enough to do it. Yeah, I say, just thanks for the confirmation. So whatever it is that you have to get angry about this. He wants you to get angry about it. He says he's shown me a sort of like a picture where I don't know what you look like, but I've got a mannequin which I am assuming is you, and him in the spirit world is winding you up, you know, like a clockwork soldier. Laurel and Hardy had a movie, I can't even remember what it was called, but they go to Fairyland and they sort of like hold these clockwork man-sized mannequin-style soldiers and they wind them all up and they march down into battle. So that's what he wants you to do. He wants to wind you up and get you into battle. So thanks for the confirmation. Thank you. I'm moving on to the next message now. So excuse my pronunciation. I may have got this completely wrong. F.A. Sutras Link. So F.A. Sutras Link, if I've got the pronunciation wrong, I apologize. So F.A., I'm coming to yourself. Hello, F.A. F.A., I want to take you back to your childhood. Somebody you knew in childhood, similar age to yourself. This may be somebody that passed some time ago, maybe as a child, maybe as an adult, but you grew up with them in childhood. It's female. So if someone that you knew in childhood, similar age to yourself, or if it's a different age, not a lot of years difference, maybe a school friend, definitely somebody you were close to or you knew of very closely, female, girlfriend, I'm not going to say sister, but elements of sisterly. Okay, Effie, so you can't recognize who this is. Let me see what else she'll give me. Definitely school uniform. So if it's not you in school, she maybe worked in school, again, when I'm working fast like this, I'm just getting little bits and pieces. So okay, but stay with me, Effie, I'll come back to you. I'm going to throw this open as an open message. Can anyone take a school girl from your own childhood, someone you knew at school who passed either at school or shortly after school? And whoever it is, it's somebody that you knew. I don't think it's a sister to anybody that's here, but I'm definitely getting the expression sisterly. So I'm putting this as an open message. This does sometimes happen when I'm working long distance from everybody, time delays. Excuse me. I do sometimes get the spirit for the wrong person. Doing my best, trying to do as much as I can, as fast as I can. So can anyone take a schoolgirl, someone who died 16, 17, 18? I don't think we're talking about a 12-year-old. She was a young adult, maybe at school. Okay, Jill, so I'm coming back to yourself. She's drawing attention to an ear, to the right ear. I don't know if this is still her trying to establish who she is. No, it's more than the ear. It's like she's pulling, she wants me to pull on the right-hand side of my face, like this. Like this. Does this make any sense either to you or your memory of this schoolgirl? So Jill, I literally want to pull my right side of my face right down. Maybe an accident, maybe a medical condition, and maybe something happened to her. And I'm going like this. It's the whole side of my face. She's drawing attention to the whole right-hand side of my face. So Jill, can you make sense of this? Your friend from school, she's drawing attention to the right-hand side of the face. Can you make sense of this, Jill? Okay, right. So it's you then. So, okay. So she's just given confirmation that it's yourself. Okay, so let me see why she's coming forward. I'm going to keep this really short, Joe, because I shouldn't really be going back to somebody that's already had a message, but given it was an open message, we'll let her off. Something to do with a bang, a loud noise, like that. Sorry, the camera's a wee bit. Like she wants me to clap my hands. Like I don't know if it's clap my hands or if it's a loud noise. No, it's clapping my hands. She wants me to go like that to make a loud, regular clap. Is there something going on in your life just now, Jill, that makes sense about? Again, it's just like she's going like this, and it's slow. It's not, it's not clap like that with joy. It's like a slow, regular beat or clap my hands, and it's loud. I mean, she wants me to go like that. I mean, the microphone's directly in front of that. I'm not going to do that if you're all listening with earphones or anything, but she wants me to go like that. Regular timing. Might be the arms. It might be moving the arms in a regular way like that. So Joe, okay, like I say, Joe, I'm going to have to move on, but I'm going to leave you with that. I don't know. I don't have time to get any more on this. I'm just going to leave that with you and see if you can make sense of it. So coming back to Effie. Sorry about that, Effie. Like I say, that sometimes does happen when I'm working fast like this and long distance and time delays. Effie, you know the old TV series Happy Days? There was a character in Happy Days called the Fonzie. I mean, we're going back 30, 40, maybe even 50 years, because it was when I was growing up as a child, I used to watch this. So it's a very old TV series set in America, 1950 50s, 60s. Okay, so I've got a character coming forward that identifies with the Fonzie. Now, I don't know if that's his personality, it's a man obviously, or if that's how he sees himself, or if that's a program that he watched. I'm sorry, but I'm coming back to you fast, and we're getting close to my 9 o'clock, so I'm trying to keep this, I'm trying to get as fast as I can, folks. So, can you identify somebody in spirit that either would identify themselves as the Fonzie, or... Okay, so we know who you've got then. Okay. Yeah, message-wise, he's showing me him putting you over his knee as a little girl and smacking your backside for you. So it's definitely him. Yeah, similar character. Yeah, with the black hair, the leather jacket. So yeah, it could have been Elvis he was showing me. He's laughing at me because I automatically went, I went for the Fonzie. He's saying he was actually going for Elvis. Okay, so why is he coming forward? Let's see what he's got to say for you. So, are you planning a trip, a long trip? He's showing me a train. He's showing me like going on a long train trip. Like, I mean, I don't know where you are. I don't know which bit of the world you're in, but he's showing me going from Edinburgh to London on a train. So it's an overnight trip. It's a long distance trip. I'm not saying you're going overnight, but he's definitely showing you going. It may not be a train, but he's definitely showing you going on a long distance trip. So Effie, does that make sense? Are you planning a trip, or have you recently been on a long distance trip? So Effie, just give me a quick yes or no. Okay, so you're in Canada. Is that you've not been on a trip, or that you're not going on a trip? Okay, so no. Okay, so now he's not taking that back. If you're not going on a trip, then there must be a trip coming up for you. Now, I don't predict the future, so this is not a wild speculation. Okay, is that okay? So Fa, give me some clarification here. Is this something that you were talking about that you're not going on, or is it an absolute no? You don't know what your father's talking about. Like I said at the beginning, when you're giving me feedback, give me clarification. So you're saying you're not going. The implication from that is you know what I'm talking about, or your father's talking about. Right, so there's no trip in the future then. Okay, thank you for the clarification. So he is still talking about a trip on a train. If it's not a train, then just be aware of it. I do not predict the future. So this must be something that's coming up. Somebody's planning something, or maybe something at work, something going on just now that you're going to find out about. Just be aware of it. I think he's just basically making you prepared for it. Or it may be a trip that you need to go on. It's like I'm reading in here, but he is showing you going on a long distance trip. And if you're in Canada, that would make sense, because given the distances involved, obviously you might fly. But I usually, when I'm going to America, I'm like going to somewhere like Lilydale. I fly into Toronto, and then I'll take a four-hour drive. And I know that there's long distance train trips all over the place as well. So just be aware of it. Somehow, somewhere, there is a long distance train trip being talked about or planned. I'm going to leave you with that. So, coming to Alison Barton. So, coming to Alison Barton. Alison, I've got a man coming forward for you, Alison. A man that is, I don't like using terminology like this in this politically correct day and age, but he thought of himself as being overweight. That's how he's presenting himself. Definitely overweight in the stomach. He's showing himself, I don't know, wrong side of 50 anyway, maybe into his 60s. I mean, he doesn't look as though he's in his 70s or 80s, let's put it that way. Or if he is, he looks a lot younger than he actually is. So a man, late 50s, 60s, a man in his 50s or 60s, overweight. So can you recognize this man? So Alison, just give me a quick yes, you can recognize the man. No, you can't. Give me some indication. Can you recognize this man? 50s, 60s, overweight, heavily overweight around the stomach area. So Alison, rounded face as well. Okay, yeah, he's nodding at that. Okay, so Alison, why is he coming forward? He's showing me. Can you take somebody on the earthly plane just now that has had a heart condition diagnosed? Now, I do not diagnose, so I am not saying somebody that has a heart condition. This is somebody that is aware of their heart condition. Can you take somebody alive just now that you are close to you, that you're aware of a heart condition, or they are aware of a heart condition? Let's be absolutely clear, I do not diagnose, so do not start going, oh, I've got palpitations. I am not diagnosing. Be absolutely clear about this, but can you recognize somebody that you know alive just now that either has had a heart attack or angina or is aware of a heart condition? So Alison, does this make sense to you? Somebody that's alive just now, someone with a diagnosed heart condition. I am not diagnosing. Be absolutely clear about this. Can you recognize who this is close to you just now, Alison? Give me a yes or a no. Yeah, that's fine. Alison, he's not coming. It doesn't necessarily need to be coming forward for somebody that he knew. He's coming forward for you, your friend. So he wants you to think about your friend. This is for you, Alison, not your brother-in-law. I mean, this is your brother-in-law giving the message. He's aware of what's going on in your life. Speak to your friend. As I said, and we're not diagnosing, but your friend is not looking after himself. Your brother-in-law is making you aware of this. You have to have a conversation with your friend. Like I say, I am not predicting the future. I am not saying he's going to have another heart attack, so do not misread what I'm saying. But your brother-in-law is making it very clear that your friend is doing something that's either making his condition worse or he's not looking after himself. So you're going to have if you're not aware of it, you're going to have a conversation with your friend. Your brother-in-law is showing me you being pushed by your shoulders. It's almost as though your friend doesn't want to speak about it or you don't want to speak to your friend about it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but I'm going to leave you with that, Alison. You have to speak to your friend. Coming to Donna Finney. Donna, coming to yourself. Donna, coming to Donna Finney. Donna, are you with me tonight? Okay, so Alison, thanks for the confirmation, but just make sure, maybe it's he's not going to look after himself after the operation. Okay, hello Donna, thank you. Donna, I've got a woman coming forward I'm going to give you what she's showing me, but this is just what she's giving me. Quite elderly, but she's got her hair dyed, and I don't mean she's got. I mean, my wife goes and we have this routine every month when we go to the shopping and we go to the dye hair section, and she whichever shade of black she's going to have that week for the hair dye. That's become a sort of regular family outing for us. That's her just shouting in, denying it. So I'm just making fun of her. She can't come in and hit me because the burn's on the leg, so I'm quite safe. But Donna, this is an elderly woman, almost like green streaks in her hair. It's maybe irregular, it's maybe something she's done one off, but to her it just looks natural. She's so comfortable with it. An elderly woman that dyes her hair green, pink, just multicolours that she dyes her hair. Like a rainbow. Yes, I am, Jill. So, Donna, can you take this? Can you take this woman in spirit? Like I say, she's very comfortable with herself. She's got wavy hair, long. I'm not going to say long hair, but it's out about here. And when she walks along, or when she walked along with this hair, everybody went, "Oh, look at that elderly woman with the hair." That's what she's drawing attention to. So, Donna, can you identify this woman? Something about the back of the neck as well. She suddenly wants me to put my hand like that. Maybe a stiff neck. Okay, so it's you then. I still think this woman dyed her hair as well. Maybe it's you that dyed it pink, but this woman, which was quite elderly, she was still dyeing her hair. So can you recognise this woman, Donna? Can you take this elderly woman in spirit that dyed her hair? Maybe you're the one with the multicolour hair, but she dyed her hair as well. So Donna, can you take this woman in spirit? Hair out to about here, anyway. And I get the feeling it was grey hair. That's why it looked so. That's why she was greying it. That's why she was dyeing it. Okay. So the dyeing of the hair runs in the family then. Okay. Well, she's laughing at you with your pink hair. She says even she wouldn't do pink. Her words, not mine. Something about head. Have you got a headache just now, Donna? Are you having headaches? Donna, can you take headaches just now? Very sore head all of a sudden. I don't know if this is your mum or you. I think this is you. I think this is what she's coming forward for. Like, are you having a sore head and you're not taking a painkiller when you should be taking a painkiller? She's showing me you taking a glass of water and a tablet. Now, I don't know if that's what you're doing or that's what you're supposed to be doing. So, Donna, can you take that? I mean, we're talking almost migraine level head. Okay, so take a painkiller. Your mother is coming forward. She wants to take enormous care of you. She loves you. That's coming across quite clearly. Even although she's not laughing at you, she's laughing with you. Like you're laughing at yourself with the pink hair as well. But she wants you to take a painkiller, and she actually wants you to stop watching me and listening to her and go get the painkiller. So I'm going to leave you with that because we're running out of time, and I'm going to try and get round the last few people that we've got. So yeah, I'm going to keep working, darling. My wife's a wee bit behind us. Just a quickie. You'll see at the bottom. I'm running an open online circle tonight at 9:30. If there's anybody watching this, if you haven't seen that website, go to that website. When I finish the broadcasting, I will send you out the Zoom link if you want to come to a circle. If you know what a circle is, that's great. If you don't know what a circle is, it's basically where people sit around and we open ourselves up to spirit and try and give each other messages. It's where mediums get trained, develop, and practice. So it's basically just me doing a weekly. I'm going to do a weekly from now, basically letting people see what a circle's like. So I'm coming to Lord Lady Alexander. Lord Lady Alexander, are you still with us? Lord Lady Alexander. That's quite a title you've got there, Lord Lady. So Lord Lady Alexander, are you still with us? I've got a man coming forward, very tall, a very tall man. Not very sure about age. It's almost as though he's confused. He's confusing me about his age. Now, it may be that he is confused before he passed. It may be that he was confused about his age before he passed, or it may be that he didn't want to tell. It may be other people that got confused about his age. But there's certainly some emotional or literal confusion about his age. Now, I'm trying, just to explain people, I'm trying to work very fast. I usually stop pretty much on 9 o'clock. We've got three people to get through for a message. I'm going to try and get through you all, but I'm going to have to keep this fast because I don't want one person left at the end. I want to get everybody a message. So, Lord Lady Alexander, can you recognize a man in spirit with some sort of confusion around his age? Either he was confused about his age, or he confused people about his age, or he told funny stories that confused people about his age. It might be somebody that's old that looks young, or somebody that's young that looks old, but definitely a man. So can you recognize who this is? Give me a yes, no, or don't know. So I'm trying to keep this working fast. I'm not trying to get too connected so that I can move on. Okay, so that's a second yes just came up, people. So okay, so we know who we've got. He's drawing attention to his neck, to my neck. Now, this is not evidence because I've asked him to give me a message. So, Lord Lady Alexander, can you take either yourself or somebody very close to you with a sore neck? Someone with a sore neck. So, Lord Lady Alexander, can you take either yourself or somebody very close to you that's got a sore neck? Again, try and give me a quick yes, no, because I've got a couple of people that I want to get round and I really am running out of time. Right, so this is you then. Okay, thank you. So, basically, you've just to take care of yourself. Just essentially, whoever this man is, he just wants you to, I mean, it's just a simple take care of yourself. Just take absolute care of yourself. Don't, almost as though it's self-inflicted, or if it's not self-inflicted, you're not doing anything to cure it. I mean, it might just be me. For example, yeah, he's drawing attention to this. Everybody talks about my big chair that they can see that I'm sitting in. When the lockdown started, I used to sit with a very low back chair. I was doing a lot more work, both through my employer and when I wasn't going out to churches. I started doing this and I did all my readings online for about 3 months. So basically, he's drawing attention to this chair. Maybe you have to buy yourself a chair like this, or just the fact that I went out and bought the chair, I took better care of myself because I was sitting in front of the computer screen. That's not to say sitting in front of the computer screen is good, but you have to take care of yourself. So I'll leave you with that, Lord Lady Alexander. So coming to Montague Carpenter Scott. Montague Carpenter Scott. Are you still with us, Montague? Excuse me, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Montague Carpenter Scott. Very welcome, Lord Lady Alexander. Montague Carpenter Scott, are you still with us? We have lost a few people. Montague Carpenter Scott. If you're still with me, there you go, thank you. Montague, I've got a dog coming forward. In fact, I've got a whole pack of dogs coming forward. Big, small. 2 dogs are at the front though. One is very much like a sheepdog. I'm not saying it is a sheepdog. I think it's a crossbreed, but the emphasis is on sheepdog. And the other one is a much bigger dog, German Shepherd. Again, it may be a cross. I get the feeling it's a crossbreed, but I think it's a German Shepherd. There are other dogs, but there are other dogs, but the two that are at the front, like the two most important or the two that you know the most, are the one that looks like the sheepdog cross and the one that looks like the German Shepherd Alsatian cross. It may be the dogs themselves, or it may be that somebody that's associated with these dogs. If it's somebody associated with these dogs, then it's somebody that had a lot of dogs. So Montague, if I'm getting your name wrong, I apologise. Can you take this person? Just give me a yes, no. I've only got one more person to come to when I'm finished, and I really am running out of time, so please give me a yes, no, or don't know. Can you accept these dogs or a person that was connected to these dogs? Yes to both dogs, thank you. Well, just a very simple message for you. You know that dogs, all pets, all animals, go over to the spiritual realm as well. The dogs are still around, still love you. Basically, all you get with animals, it's very difficult for them to communicate, but they just want you to know that they're still with you. Just sending the love. So I'm going to leave you with your dog's loves. I hope that's enough for you, Montague. I really am trying to rush this. I'll leave you with their love. Right. I've got two people who want messages. I'm going to come to you both rather than letting one person down. But let's be absolutely clear about this. I need to be finished in the next 5 to 10 minutes because I've got an open circle that I've already said, and I do need 10, 15 minutes to get myself wound down and wound up again. So I'm coming first to Mandy Nixon. Mandy, give me a very quick yes or no, Mandy, that you're still with me. Mandy Nixon. Mandy, I've got a man coming forward, quite elderly, walking stick. Very, very weak before he passed. Get the feeling he died suddenly, though. I don't think he was like sort of fading out through life. He's showing me his hand going like that. Maybe he physically moved his hand like that, or it may be that the walking stick was on his right hand. But drawing attention to my right hand, that's not my left hand, that's my right hand, a walking stick. So Mandy, are you still with me? Can you take this man? Again, Mandy, I'm trying to work very fast. Elderly man in spirit. I think he died suddenly, although he was very weak before he passed away. And he walked with walking stick on his right hand side. So Mandy, can you accept this man from spirit? Are you still with me? Okay. Mandy Nixon, are you still with us? Can you recognize this person? Mandy, I can't keep this going for much longer. I need a yes, no, or don't know. Mandy, if you're still with me, I'm sorry, but unless you type something in the next few seconds, and I am literally counting away 5, 4, 3, 2, right. Sorry, Mandy, I'm moving on. Margaret Robertson, coming to Margaret Robertson. Margaret, are you still with us? Margaret, I've got two people coming forward. It's a couple, a man and a woman. I think it's a husband and wife, both in spirit. So Margaret, again, I'm trying to do this very fast. Margaret, give me a yes, no, or don't know. Margaret, that's Jill. Just let me know the numbers are going down. Yeah, I know that. That's why I'm not hanging around. Margaret Robertson, if you're still with us. Well, people, this just goes to show, like I said at the very beginning. Thank you, Margaret. Just as I was about to say, at the very beginning, the people get the messages, get chosen randomly. So if you don't, hang around to the very end. And I would ask everybody else, please, the numbers are going down. Please stay, because I do close with a closing prayer. So please give everybody that's here the respect of staying to the closing prayer. So, Margaret, I've got a married couple coming forward, a very loving married couple, and I think this is for themselves. I get the feeling they had love for you as well, but the emphasis is enormous amounts of love together. Man and woman, I think they passed
if they didn't pass closely together, I get the feeling, I'm winding down now, but you take this as your parents, okay, enormous amounts of love for you as well. But the emphasis, like I say, it's almost as though they never had an argument. Like one would start the sentence and the other one would finish. I mean, I would love to say that I and Ying are like that we never argue. We're like that, we love each other. She's outside, she can't come in and contradict me. We do love each other, but we do have our arguments as well. And I'm not saying your parents didn't have arguments, but I am saying the heavy emphasis was they love each other, enormous amounts of love. Now, they're coming forward because, Margaret, do you know that you've got a sister in spirit? This is somebody that died either miscarriage, childbirth, or very, very close, maybe a miscarriage. But your mother's letting you know you've got a full-grown sister in spirit. Excuse me, I don't know if you've got an itchy nose as well. But Margaret, my attention has been drawn to my nose. I hate when they do this to me. I'm in the middle of sorting out something, getting a message, and then they draw my attention to something else, so I've got split attention. I think the nose is you. Okay, well is that a no that you don't know, or a no that it's an absolute? Because your mother's letting you know that you do have a sister in spirit. Or is that a no for the nose? Like I said at the beginning, when you give a yes, no, try and give some qualification to what the yes or the no is. Anyway, I'm going to leave this with you, Margaret. Your parents are sending enormous amounts of love, and they want you to know that you've got a full-grown sister in spirit, that she's around you. She's working and supporting you. You maybe don't recognize who she is. You've maybe had other messages where you've been told this woman is helping you. She may even be your guide. And I get the feeling she's one of your guides. We do sometimes get relations working as our guides, but that's me feeding into that. I don't know. Like I say, as I said, Margaret, this is somebody that passed in childbirth. This is, be absolutely clear, this is a baby that passed. Your mother had a miscarriage, maybe not full pregnancy, it may have been very early. You may have to speak, you may have an aunt or someone that you can confirm when. You may be aware of it, that when a baby, even a miscarriage, arrives in spirit, it arrives at the same age and it grows up. So just telling you, Margaret, you've got a sister in spirit who is fully grown. She's grown up on the other side, and she's with you. Okay, I've got somebody asking how do you get into the open circle. It's quite straightforward. Go to that website. There's a form. Fill it out. Send your email address. Click on send. When I finish, they will appear. I will then email you out the link for the Zoom, and then you download Zoom onto whichever machine you've got, and at 9:30, go there. Okay, well, Margaret, there was a third one. You may not be aware of it, but you've got a sister in spirit as well. She's confirming that, yes, you've got two brothers in spirit as well, but you do, Margaret, you do have a sister in spirit, so I'm going to leave you with that. Okay, so I'm way over 9 o'clock. I would please ask everybody to join me in a closing prayer. So, thank you. Eyes closed, hands together, please. Dear Father, Mother, Spirit, thank you for bringing us together. Please send our forgiveness to the people that left before the end of the hour. We did feel the drop in energy towards the end, and it does make it difficult to leave when people suddenly leave. But thank you for the people that stayed. Thank you for the energy that we've all been able to generate tonight. Thank you for opening the door and letting our loved ones come forward with those messages. Please take our healing energy. I've already asked for some to go to my wife, and I'm sure she's already had some of it. Please take the surplus energy. Find somebody maybe connected to someone here tonight that needs that healing energy. Maybe Donna to help her get rid of her headache, or anyone else. I think someone else had a sore neck earlier. Please send that healing out to them and to anyone else that can take it. Thank you. Amen. So just to repeat, if anyone wants to come to the circle, go to the website www.justthemedium.co.uk. There's a form there, fill it out. That sends me an email with your email address. I will then send you a link to Zoom, and then use Zoom to go to the open circle. Be there before 9:30 because I will start. It's only going to run for an hour and a half. I'm not going to waste much time playing around. I do run regular circles that you can look at, but try the open circle first to see what it's like. Thank you, everybody. I am going to close out with my Scottish music again. So if you like Scottish music, this is for you. If you don't like Scottish music, well, leave now. And beyond that, I will be back next week, same time, 8 o'clock UK time with my wife. Hope to see you next week.